Hi everybody, here I am to tell you about busy living sober. I am going to tell you all, I guess, what this is all about, which is, I've been doing Let's Talks live here in person in Wayne, PA. And at this point, I haven't had, great people that are here. A lot of people don't show up. And oh, look who's there. Hi, Jennifer and Marnice. Good to see you guys. Hope you're well. Hi, Linda. Hi, everybody. Hi, Monica. Hope everybody's doing well. So anyway, what this is all about. Hey, Jeff. Oh, my gosh, I haven't seen you in forever. Cindy, what's up? How are you? Okay, I guess this is working. This is kind of fun. I've never done this, so this is a whole new thing for me. So anyway, I would do these. I actually asked people to send in questions, and I didn't. Hi, Rick. How are you? I didn't get any questions. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to tell you guys why I'm doing this. So at this point, I started Busy Living Sober after I started my coaching business. And I realized, hi, Cindy. Oh my gosh. And there's Kristen. Anyway, so what I realized when I started doing my coaching is how much shame there is associated with addiction. I knew that it was there. Hi, Anna. Oh my gosh. Hi, Anna. All right, I might stop saying hi to everybody and actually talk about something. Does anybody have any questions for me? But I'll just tell you, does everybody want to hear my story? Is that what you want to hear? I guess. Here's my story. So my story is this, I quit drinking. Oh, Kathleen, how are you? Okay. I might stop saying hi to people. Should I stop saying hi to everybody? Okay. JF says I should stop saying hi to everybody. Okay. So, what it was like, what happened. So anyway, I stopped drinking about 10 years ago, a little over 10 years ago, and I was a concierge. And what I decided I really wanted to do something that had to do with addiction and how I wanted to get rid of the shame that was associated with it. But anyway, I started my coaching, and it's Elizabeth Chance Coaching. And when I was doing my work, I realized how much shame is associated with addiction. And no, Rick, it's not sex addiction. It's alcohol and drug addiction I'm actually going to talk about tonight. But I've helped a bunch of people, and the shame that people feel is really, really, it's debilitating. It keeps a lot of people out there rather than asking for help. And I want people to be able to ask for help when they feel like, they need it. And I'm going to take off my glasses, actually. So what happened is that I was, I'd been drinking for a really long time, since I was 13 years old. And it was like my answer to everything. It was the reason why I was a party girl, as some of you out there know. I was all about going out and having fun and drinking. I was a blackout drinker from the very beginning, which is kind of scary to think back that I don't remember a lot of times, that I'd wake up in the morning and go, oh my gosh, what happened? So, today I don't have that, and I'm really grateful for that. And what I feel like would be awesome is that if you feel like you're having a problem, Scott, I'm not Das, I'm Elizabeth. See, it's crazy when you're doing this and people are sending comments and you're reading them and you're like, wow, oh, thanks. Thanks, Rick. Anyway, so I feel like if you have a problem and you feel like you may drink too much or you're doing something that you don't like yourself, I think that's what it all comes down to, is liking ourselves. And I know for myself that every time I'd go out and I'd party, I'd wake up the next morning going, oh my gosh, what did I do last night? Why do I feel so bad? What does my car look like? Did I crash into anything last night? Or what was I doing? I'd wake up in the morning filled with remorse and shame and like, oh, what did I do? Oh my God, who did I talk to? What did I say? And when I realized I wanted to stop, it was like, what am I going to do? How's my life going to be? And my life since quitting has been beyond my wildest dreams. Because guess what? I remember now in the morning. I remember where my car is. I remember what I did the night before. And I grew up. Yes, great, Rick. That's exactly what I did. I grew up. And I thought that being a grown up was going to be a horrible, horrible thing. And it's not so bad being a grown up. You know, my kids are kind of over this. They don't really like having me talk about this stuff. And, but I'm out there and I'm talking about it and I'm not ashamed. And, you know, it's given me, you know, being able to wake up. It's kind of, you know, I have to tell you that the drinking I thought that was my best friend really wasn't my best friend. It made me do things and that I really am not proud of today. I'm actually ashamed of, you know, I was ashamed of, but I've gotten over it. And, now it's like admitting you're an alcoholic. I'm an alcoholic, okay? I'm an alcoholic in recovery. And my life now is like, I look at it like check off the list. Like, you know, I've got blonde hair, divorced, alcoholic. Check. Okay, so does alcohol come into my life? Yes, of course. I go out to places and I see people drinking and does it bother me? No. What do I do if I'm going out and I feel uncomfortable? I know my way out. I have a plan. I'm like, okay, I'm not feeling comfortable. I'm going to get in my car and I'm going to go and do something else. I'll just go home. I'll go watch a TV show. But I know that alcohol is not the answer. It just doesn't give me anything anymore. And it hasn't in about 10 and a half years since I, you know, put it down. It's all about like living within me and my feelings. And my feelings are not reality. And sometimes it even means having to just take a deep breath and be in the moment. Like being right here. And I have my own car. And I can take, I used to think when I'm going out in Philadelphia or something, I'd be like, how am I going to get there? How am I going to get home? I'm going to have to get a hotel room. I'm going to have to get a taxi. God forbid I'd ever think that I could go out downtown in Philadelphia, which is a 25-minute drive if there's no traffic. But all of you in Philadelphia know that it's not 25 minutes. It's about an hour. But anyway, how am I going to get home? The way I was going to get home was like, okay, I'm going to have to get a ride. And I have to tell you, when I quit drinking and people would still ask me to go out at night, still my first thought would be like, how am I going to get home? How am I going to get home? Does anybody out there have any questions for me? Do any of you have a question for me? Anyone? Anyone? Rick said, always take your own car. Yeah, I always take my own car. That's the way I get around today. And thank you for being proud of me. I appreciate that. And Lizzie, I hope Chase is feeling better. And does anybody have a question about what it's like being sober and being a mom, and especially with teenagers? Does that strike a chord with anyone? How do you, make sure your kids are okay? Does anybody? No? No? JF's laughing at me. Being out there is not really easy. I have to say all the time. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm out there telling everybody this. And it's kind of like, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm wearing a scarlet letter because, you know what? I'm an alcoholic. And I guess a lot of people wouldn't picture an alcoholic. I don't know what they'd picture them looking like. But I don't know if they would think that it's would be me. Hi, Heather. How are you? Good to see you, Heath. I am, thank you for saying you're lucky all to have me in your lives. Well, I'm lucky to have all of you in my lives, and I feel really blessed that I have all of my dear friends out there to cheer me on and to realize that I'm not ashamed, and I don't want anybody else to be ashamed. If you feel like you have a problem, ask for help before it's too late. Too many people, I believe, wait until a person is literally on fire before they ask for help. I mean, it's like, do you have to wait till you get a DUI or someone's really, really hurt before you ask for help? And I don't think we should. I think that if you feel like you're having a problem, talk to someone. People out there, actually, I believe, have a lot more love for each other than we are presenting in the world today. I think there's too much hate, and we need a lot more love and a lot more acceptance. Oh, hi, Jeff. Good to see you too. Thanks for the great job. Hi, Megan. I haven't seen you in forever. I hope you're well. Good to see you, Meg. Again, it's my life today is beyond my wildest dreams, and I never thought that I could say that before. And what it's like is it's like being me. I'm me today, and I'm okay being me, because for a long time I'd go out and I'd be like in the right outfit and all the rest of it, but I wouldn't really like myself. That was a huge thing. I did not like myself. Oh, hi, Kirsten and Jules. Haven't seen you in forever. Good to see you. Oh, Heather, thanks. I am a nut. Aren't I a nut doing this? It's crazy. I've never done this before, so I don't know if I'm doing this right or if I'm doing this wrong, but I'm just here, and if anybody has any questions or wants to say what it's like, ask me what it's like. If it was hard in the beginning, not drinking anymore. I mean, of course it was hard in the beginning, but today it isn't hard. In the beginning, I really, really needed to, like, I don't want to say I had a playpen around myself and bumpers, but kind of I did. I just wanted to make sure before I went to any situations that I thought I might get myself. Hi, Parker. If I was going to get myself into a situation that I didn't know how to handle, I probably didn't go to it. And, you know, for a long time, I didn't go to certain events. I didn't go to certain restaurants. I didn't go to bars. No, I don't take any medication. I'm straight up, this is me, you know, clean and sober. I don't believe in taking those things. They just don't work with me. You know, I guess I take an Advil if I'm having, you know, if I have ailments or my knee hurts or my back hurts from all of my golfing. But beyond that, that's the only thing I take. And it's kind of nice. It's nice to wake up in the morning, as I said, and feel clear and be proud of myself and feel like, you know what? I try my best each day. That's all I can say. And I've been there for my kids, which has been absolutely awesome. My kids have a mom today that's actually present, and sometimes I don't think they like that though that much, because they're like, why do you have to know everything we're doing? I'm like, because it's my job. It's my job as your mom. And yeah, Rick, I love golf too. I love golf. I'm not very good at it, but I keep trying. Thank God JF's around to keep me on the straight and narrow and make sure that I'm, you know, putting properly and doing my swing properly and moving my hips. But that's something I actually learned since I've been sober, is playing golf. Because God, I would never have done that before. That would have been like, oh my gosh, I have such a headache. How am I going to get out there? Oh my gosh, what are people thinking about me? Today I don't really even, I don't even really think about those things anymore. I'm kind of like, I'm out there and I'm in the present. I'm in the present. Yes, drinking is fattening. A bottle of wine is like a big chocolate cake. Piece of chocolate cake, which now I do eat a lot of chocolate cake sometimes, but I don't drink it. So I find my calories in other places than in drinking. And you know, life is really awesome. For a long time, I really wished time away. I wish it'd be a different day. I wish it'd be the weekend. I wish it'd be Thursday. I wish it would be whatever day. And now, today, I can actually say I like living in the present. The present is the gift. And I didn't get that, again, when I wasn't me and I was using alcohol the way I was using it. And, you know, I have this gene. It was passed down genetically. And I had no idea, because everybody in my family would be like, oh, they're an alcoholic. Oh, my gosh, alcoholic. It's like, oh, my gosh, she has leprosy. And when, in fact, I'm an alcoholic myself. And it's kind of nice to be free from that and not have to walk around and say, oh my God, I don't want anybody to know. I don't want anybody to know. I can tell you, I think a lot of people already knew I might have had a problem with alcohol. Some of you out there might have already known prior to me actually deciding to quit, because before, you know me, I would just close every bar. I'd be the last one leaving, dancing on bars, doing all crazy stuff. And it's kind of funny, because when people say, oh my gosh, I don't want anybody to know, 9 out of 10 times I feel like people already know. You know, people already know that we have a problem. Sometimes we're the last to know, right? We're the last to know. Hey, Perry, I see you just joined. How are you? Long time no see, bud. But life is really good, and I just want people to be able to ask for help. Ask for help before it's too late. You know, we have too many people dying of this disease all over the place, and too many families, too many moms, too many wives, too many dads, too many everybody's that are affected by this disease, but nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to be okay by calling their neighbor and saying, wait, I need help. I'm going through this. Do you know what it's like? Because every time I go out and I tell somebody what I do, they always have somebody else that they can tell me that they're like, oh my gosh, my uncle, my aunt, my cousin, my distant relative from years ago. Nobody wanted to ever talk about it, but everybody knew he had a problem. And again, why not talk about it? Why not talk about it? That will give you such a sense of freedom. At least it's done that for me. It's given me a freedom to be able to actually do whatever I want to do. Because before, it was all about, okay, how am I going to get it? Where am I going to get it? Where am I going to put it? What am I going to do with it? Can you talk about college kids drinking when you get a chance? Oh, hi, Lois. I just saw you at the gym. College kids drinking. I could say this. I have 2 in college right now, and they have had a sober mom, most of their lives at this point. And, actually longer than more than half their lives I've been sober. So they do drink. I know that they drink. I don't condone drinking by any stretch of the imagination. I know it happens on a lot of college campuses, and I know a lot of kids do it. I've realized that I am not my kid's God is number one. I know number 2 is that I've raised them knowing that alcoholism is in our family, and that if they do have a problem, they should talk to me about it and not be ashamed of that. Hey T, there's my bestie. What's up, sister? Anyway, I think that the college stuff is really, really, really hard. I know at my son's college, somebody just died recently, and a young person, he was 22 years old, and it's really, really sad. I mean, alcohol, and especially on college campuses, drinking hard alcohol is really, really a scary thing. I was actually talking to a friend today, and he was telling me about his son, and his son was getting to college, and he's like, Ma, Dad, I can't party like this. They drink warm vodka. And he said, well, why don't you mix it with something? And the kid had never thought about that. Talking about exit plans and kids, for instance, drinking vodka. I know that my son, for instance, was at a party where they were handing out handles of vodka. And he was like, Mom, it was the first time I ever blacked out. It was horrible, horrible. I said, well, why didn't you go to the bathroom and dump it out and pour water into it? He was like, oh, I never thought about that. But kids don't think like that, especially college kids. They don't have the experiences that we have as adults. I don't profess to know everything by any stretch of the imagination. But if I can give him some tips and they have open communication with me about what is going on, then I have a better chance at helping them, right? So they call me. I know my son has called me and said, Mom, I feel like this has happened and that has happened, and we talk through it. But I think that ignoring it and pretending like it doesn't happen doesn't help. And I think that just being really honest with kids in college and what they're doing and what this can, if you have alcoholism or drug addiction in your family, being honest with your kids about it, and that it's hereditary, and that if they have a problem, it will get worse. It will get worse. It does not get better. For me, I started when I was really young. I started drinking at 13, and I ended up graduating from college and everything. But, I think my experience, if I had known, I guess, what the reality is, if I had known that what an alcoholic really was, and that it was passed down genetically, and it wasn't just like a stigma, which it is today. Today it's like having leprosy. Instead of being like, wait, I have a problem with alcohol. I process it differently than other people. I don't remember. I wake up the next morning in a blackout. That's like a sign that I might have a genetic problem, which I do. That's my alcoholism. I drink, and you can't really explain what it feels like to be powerless over it, but it's kind of like I had one and I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop. I mean, as much as I'd say I'm only going to have one, I have this thing in my body that just goes, I want more, I want more, I want more. Rather than saying, oh my gosh, wait a minute, I couldn't have just one. It was like, it just didn't happen for me. It was not a control. It had nothing to do with control. It had more to do with, again, alcohol touches my lips and all bets are off. And so again, talk about that with my kids. And anybody else who feels like that if they have a problem, it's like, well, that's where it starts. And it's nothing to be ashamed of. Again, I check it off my list. It's like, I don't have to do it anymore. I know that it's like being in a battle with Muhammad Ali. Can you see me fighting with Muhammad Ali? Okay, I would lose. Okay, booze beat me up. It won. I can't handle it. I can't have one and I can't have 47. I cannot have it at all. So abstinence is the way for me. And it's, again, giving me a life beyond my wildest dreams. Lois, again, thank you for the question. Does anybody else have any other questions? Or does anybody want me to elaborate on anything? Anyone? TJ, what's up, brother, in the house? Susan Foster, I haven't seen you in forever. Hi, Nancy. Lucy Bale. Kevin, what's up, Kev? Haven't seen you in a while. Anyway, anybody have any other questions for me? Facebook world? Anyone? Facebook Live? This is a whole new thing for me. What is it like? What is it like being sober? What it's like being, out there, on this crusade? I feel like I truly am on a crusade. It's kind of weird. I definitely get really bummed out at times. Like, oh my gosh, nobody really cares. Like, nobody cares. Why am I doing this? Why am I going out there in the world and telling everybody I'm sober? I just don't know. I feel like I really want people to ask for help before it's too late is my biggest thing. And I think that, alcoholism and drug addiction needs to be looked at as a disease that it is, and not a social malady, a moral problem, Oh, Sophia, it's been forever. I just saw you. Hi, Sophia. I really thought it had to do with the fact that I had a control problem. I was a bad person. Drug epidemic. Oh, good one, Cindy. It's this heroin thing is really, really bad. It is really bad. How did I get over my shame? What the crazy thing is, I want to just share this story, and I don't know how many people watch my vlogs, but thanks, Jennifer, for saying thank you that you like them. But I was at this function a couple weeks ago, and I was talking to this woman, and she was telling me all these things that she does, and she travels all around, and I looked at her and I'm like, oh, do you have children? Because she was, where she was going in all these places, I thought it would be really tough to have kids doing the job she was doing. So I said, do you have any children by chance? And she was like, no, I don't have any children. And then later on, we were talking, and she asked me what I did. And I said, I'm a recovery coach, and I have a nonprofit called Busy Living Sober. And she said, well, you know how I told you I didn't have any children? She said, I actually had a son, and he had been clean and sober for 2 years off of heroin and went out one time and used and died. And I have another friend who just mentioned to me that she had a dear friend whose child died of a heroin overdose, and the woman never told her best friend what she was dealing with. It's just the shame is so... Hi, Diane. Good to see you, Diane. The shame is so debilitating that you can't even talk to your best friends about it. Like, you don't want to talk to your neighbors about it. You don't want to talk to anybody about it. And you're not alone. I mean, so many people are going through these things. There's nothing to be ashamed of. I think if we get out there and we start talking about it more, we could expect maybe changes. But if we sit here in our own homes, locked up by ourselves, feeling so bad about it and feeling bad about our kids, it's like getting out there and bringing us together and showing each other love and compassion rather than judgment could change things big time by showing people, you know what? I get it. I've gone through the same thing. This is what I did. Loving each other and supporting each other. Not just sitting there going, oh, that's horrible. That's terrible. Oh my God, heroin? Yeah, it's happening in all of our neighborhoods. It's not just happening in the inner city. It's happening here in Radnor, PA, Wayne, PA. It's hitting everywhere. And it's like enough. Do you think that I think my kids using and the behavior that goes along with it is a reflection on me? Oh, what a good question, JF. Oh my gosh. Because I do a lot of times feel when my kids go out of the house and act a certain way, that it is all a reflection of me. And all I can say is, I've done my best. I really, truly can say that I have been there for my kids 110%. I've taken them to church. I've done everything that I think is quote unquote right to do for them. And so is it a reflection on me? No. I feel like I have the ability to talk to them, which is something I never would have had before. And that openness and that willingness to be open with them and talk to them like, not like they're adults on every level, but talk to them about the realities of drug use and drug addiction. And especially for my kids that have it in, it's genetically passed down. I mean, at this point, I don't know if all three of them have it, if one of them have it. And I can't tell you if someone else has a problem. I think that is completely up to a person to decide. It is not my judgment call. Somebody asked me the other day, they said, do you think this person's an alcoholic? And I was like, I have no idea. It's such a personal thing. It's like, how do you feel? How does the person feel inside of themselves? I know that I knew I was an alcoholic long before I asked for help. And when I did ask for help, it was like, it was freeing. It was so freeing just to be like honest. It was like, yeah, I can't drink alcohol. I don't process it like a normal person. I can't have one, can't have 47. So next, what's up for my life next? It's just not a part of my life anymore. And I have just as much fun, if not more fun than I did before. So, any more questions out there in the world? Does anybody have a question for me? But yes, I do. I am trying to work on my kids. I did the best I could with them and the choices they make out in the world. I did it when they were little. And, Lisa, what's up? I haven't seen you in forever. Michelle, what's up? Hi, everybody. So I've been up here talking. I don't even know for how long at this point because it doesn't even tell me how long I've been talking. But again, I'm talking about busy living sober and sober not ashamed and how I really want to change the stigma that is associated with addiction. I think it's time for us to get out there and talk about it. I think that if somebody's having a heroin or problem or alcohol problem or drug problem, pill problem, let's talk about it. Let's not just push it under the rug and pretend like it isn't happening because it's easier just to ignore it. I think we need to talk about it and get help before it's too late. Too many people have been dying. I mean, a lot of people that I've known have died recently, and it just sucks. There's no other word for it. So what's up with my nonprofit? So my nonprofit, Busy Living Sober, I started that about a year ago, and I have trademarked Busy Living Sober and Sober Not Ashamed. And when I started it, I didn't know who I wanted to raise funds for because I've kind of been like, I don't know, who do I really believe in? What cause do I really want to support? And by coincidence, or as I say, maybe, my higher power or my God's little wink to me was that the University of Pennsylvania has decided to be my benefactor and has believes in my cause. And they are, Penn's pretty awesome, and they're doing some of the most groundbreaking work on the way our brain, the addict brain, works, which is absolutely incredible. And the doctor who's in charge of it said to me, Elizabeth, if you can just get rid of the shame, that would be like the biggest thing. So me getting out there and putting myself out there and saying, guess what? I'm an alcoholic. I am an alcoholic. Look at this is what an alcoholic looks like that's in recovery. And I don't feel like I don't have any shame for that. And how I got rid of the shame, I'm not going to say it went away overnight because it did not go away. It did not go away. In fact, I carried around a lot of shame for a long time. I still for a long time felt like, gosh, why did I get this? And why do I have this? And why can't I just be like normal people and just have like one glass of wine and walk away from it? And I never could do that, I have to say. I could never just have one. It just never was enough for me. And so the shame part was like really just dealing with a lot of my stuff of my past and just coming, being comfortable with it. I talk to people. I have a great network of people around me that I trust, that don't judge me, and that are really there for me and love me unconditionally. And that's what I feel like we all need. There's a lot of judgment in the world, as you all know. And I don't think that judging our neighbors or judging our friends does anything for anybody, especially ourselves. I think it kind of feels kind of yucky, in fact. We're like, nobody knows what it's like to wake up in each other's like skin. None of us know it. So why not be loving and compassionate rather than judgmental? And why not show a lending hand? Like, enough with this. Enough, enough judgment. Hey, Mimi. Hey, Sean. What's up, you guys? Good to see you guys on here. Thanks for tuning in. Again, it's, there's nothing to be, at least for me, there's nothing to be ashamed of anymore. There's this wonderful prayer I learned, which was yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And what I'm just going to give you a little abbreviated version of what that really means, which is like, yesterday's gone. Nobody's bringing back yesterday, okay? No money in the world will bring back yesterday. Yesterday's gone. It's gone forever. And the other day we can't worry about is tomorrow, because tomorrow's not here yet either. So what do we have? Today. I have to live in this skin today. I have to be the best person I can be today. I can worry about tomorrow all I want, but what is that going to do? I have no idea what's going to happen. A lot of times I relate that story about what happened in Paris, which is kind of a really sad story for those people, especially. But, realizing those people, let's think about it. They were like, let's think the people were getting ready that night. They were putting on their favorite outfit. They were going to see their favorite band or going to meet their favorite person for dinner. They were thrilled. They had no idea. They planned the whole outfit, let's say the whole day. And then they get there and look at what happens. None of us know what's going to happen. And knowing that and living in just right now, it gives me a sense of peace, right? It's like peaceful to know, okay, yesterday's gone. Can't do anything about that. I can learn from it. I hope I learn from it. I hope I learn from the mistakes I've had. But can't list them right now. What about new nonprofit? Let me know. Okay, Michael. He's one of the reasons I even became a recovery coach. Thank you, Michael. And the nonprofit. So what I'm doing, I'm raising funds for Penn so that they can continue doing the testing they're doing. Right now, Penn is only subsidized mostly by the NIH, by grants. So if they are working on they're working on a study, let's say, of someone's brain, and they're making some headway, and they only have enough funds to do the test for, let's say, 6 weeks, and then they run out of money. We want to be able to say, no, keep going. Here's the money to keep going on the testing. So that's what I'm raising money for, is for Penn at this point. We don't know what it's going to look like in the future. If we have other universities, other people, scientists out there doing things with addiction and they need help and they need funds, they will also hopefully come to us. And if we have the money, we want to give it to them. But I have a board, and I have board members, and they all are there to tell me, give me their thoughts on what we should do with each thing. And thank you to all my board, by the way. Thank you for believing in me. We will be having a fundraiser a year from now, and when I have more details, I'll let everybody know. And I'd like to do these fundraisers all over the country at some point, which would be really cool. Even in my hometown of St. Louis Hooey, all those St. Louis people that I've seen on there. And maybe in Chicago, in California. That's what our goal is. Our goal is to get out there. It's kind of like, one of the doctors said, had said to me, Elizabeth, back in the day, cancer was also looked at like, oh my gosh, that person has cancer. And, today we get together and we rally around somebody that has cancer and we try and help them. I want to do that with the addict as well. I understand that addicts don't always, they don't have the greatest behavior. I know for me, I didn't always, driving drunk is not a great thing to be doing. And, but I can't say that I didn't do it. By the grace of God, I didn't get arrested yet, but, and I didn't then, and hopefully I won't ever have to go back to that. But, Leah, what's up? Good to see you, Leah. Anyway, so getting out there and changing the stigma like it was, back in the day with the cancer. Like, it's time to stop being secretive about when we have a problem. If we have a problem with alcohol or drugs, let's talk about it. Let's ask people for help. Rather than like sitting in our houses alone, feeling alone, because none of us are alone. Everybody has known somebody that has dealt with addiction. It is, it's not foreign. It is not brand new. It's been since the beginning of time, pretty much. I mean, I think back in the day when our country was founded, people were having problems with alcohol and drugs. And to think that now it's gotten to heroin, like enough people dying and feeling alone. You're not alone. There's more people out there. There's people out there to help you. I can't be the, I know I'm not the only one. I just feel like sometimes I'm the crazy one that gets out there and talks to you all about it because I want to change this. I want to change the way that society looks at this disease. It's time to change it. What are we going to do? We're going to change it, and we're going to do it one person at a time. My t-shirts also, Busy Living Sober t-shirts. It's a Sober Not Ashamed. They're kind of cool, right? And anybody could wear them. And I can tell you this. I don't condone drinking. I think that if you can drink responsibly and you can have a glass of wine and you can be okay, I say go for it. Good for you. I just can't do that. So next, and like it's like a diabetic. Like if I couldn't have sugar, I couldn't have sugar. That's how I understand socially. It's everywhere. I understand it's all over the TV. I mean, you can't watch a football game without seeing tons of beer commercials and wine commercials. But what is that going to? I mean, so you can't do it. You can't. I mean, I literally look at it today like, okay, well, I can't do that. It just doesn't work for my body. I put it in my body and I do things I'm not proud of. I'm not proud of when I drink. So, you know what? That's part of my past. And that's exactly okay. Oh, I'm so excited that you're asking me questions. Lois, you're the best. Thank you. What are the first steps people might take to help someone they think is addicted? For one, you can talk to them in a loving and kind way and say, be relatable. Say, I know someone that's gone through this. What do you feel, how are you feeling? Do you feel like it's taking over you? Do you think it's changing you? What do you think, what do you think it's doing for you? Does it make you feel better? I mean, that we always, maybe first try and control drinking and then realizing that that's not good. I know for myself, I tried to do controlled drinking and it was a total nightmare. That's the worst, to think you can only have one. I'm like, okay, where's the next one? And then you just sit there all night. Where's the next one? Where's the next one? Where's the next one? It's like saying you can't have candy and there's like a big bowl of it sitting in front of you. So it's really getting comfortable with the fact that, okay, I don't like who I become when I do this. That's really the honesty part of it. And it's being honest. I actually had a friend of mine who told me a long time ago, I felt like she was a real friend finally, because she said to me, when you drink, Elizabeth, you scare me. You start slurring your words. You can't even move your lips. And when she told me that, I was like, that is like what kind of like when, I don't know, it was like a ding that went off in my head. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm actually scaring my friends when I do this. I don't know if it's, that like rang true to me. I did not want, if I was acting like that, I didn't want to do that anymore. I just didn't. I was like, I don't want to be feeling like this anymore. I don't want it. And I've always had really good friends around me. My best friend who passed away a couple years ago, she was always like my biggest cheerleader. Nadine was like, oh my God, Busy, you are so much more awesome when you don't drink. I mean, it was awesome to have that. I've got a good friend in California, Juju, who's like, Busy, whatever you need, let's go. I'm going to take you. What can I do to make sure you feel okay? And that's one of the major thing that's helped me is like really having real friends that totally get it. And I think most of us out there would get it. I mean, any person that I know is always like, God, awesome for you. I'm so psyched for you that you don't have to do this anymore. And I'm like, me too. But I wouldn't have been able to do it without real friends. But luckily have always had really good friends that love me unconditionally and are there for me. And that has been awesome, you know? So you can ask, and if anybody needs to ask me any questions, if you feel like you want to remain anonymous, please send me a message. You can email me at elizabeth@elizabethchance.com. You can send me a message on Facebook. You know, it's between me and you. If I can help anyone, if I've been there, I know how bad it feels when you feel like there is no solution and that you're on this path and you're like, how am I going to stop this? This is what all my friends do. All my friends party all the time. How am I going to have friends anymore? It's like, well, for me, I got different friends. I love you too, Leah. I didn't get a lot. Most of my friends who really love me are still here with me and always have been. And they were like, wait, you want to quit drinking? Cool. Next. And what are we going to do to help you stop it? What do you want me to get? Want me to get you Pellegrinos? Want me to get you Diet Coke? What do you want me to get you to drink? And they've always been loving and supportive. If I need to leave a party, they're like, all right, see ya. Talk to you tomorrow. So it's been good, you know. Again, the true friendship is huge. And if you have friends that are sitting there and your friends don't want to be your friends anymore, well, they're not your real friends. Next, as I always say, next, okay. You know, some people come in your life for different reasons. And if you've got friends out there that don't want you to get clean and don't want to be there for you, see you later, okay? Life is just too short. Life is a gift. Hey, Margie, good to see you. Amanda, I haven't seen you in a long time. So anyway, any more questions out there in the world? I am going to be posting this again. I found out from my marketing team that I can post this and it'll be up again. So again, if you have any friends that are out there that are feeling like they're struggling and that they need help, I don't want anybody to ever feel like they're alone. Don't ever feel like you're alone. You know, you've got people. I'll love you till you love yourself. I mean, that's what I've always had. I've always had this unconditional love from my dear true friends. And it's like, it saved my life. I don't know what I would have done without them. We all need that. It's just, you know, when I was drinking and, oh gosh, I think back to it. I have to say, I do cringe when I think about myself back then. I don't think it's shame as much of it is like, God, what a waste of time. I wish I'd known that this was a disease and that it was carried on hereditarily. It was passed down genetically to me. And, you know, I got it. You know, I got it from family. And, it doesn't define me as who I am as a human being. What defines me is, you know, I'm a mom. I am a girlfriend. I am a sister. I am a daughter. I guess the list could go on and on, but what I really am is there to help people. I really want to sincerely help people so that nobody else has to die from this. It's just like it's unnecessary. It's time to get out and talk about it and love each other and be there for each other and quit judging everybody. It's like enough. Enough. Nobody knows what it's like to walk in anybody else's shoes, as I mentioned earlier, you know, and I don't know if it's because I'm from St. Louis and I'm from the Midwest that I have this feeling, but I truly believe that people are good. I feel like people get up in the morning and want to be the best they can be. And picking up that drink or that drug is not going to do anything, especially if you feel bad about yourself. Alcohol is a depressant, so it makes you feel even worse. And, you know, it's kind of like putting gasoline on a fire. You know, it just makes you feel worse the next day. It's like, get out there, find someone, find a professional, find a friend, find someone to talk to and be honest with. It's the first steps to freedom. It's like saying the first step for me was like admitting that I wanted help and that I had a problem. And that seems to be like one of the hardest things is to say, guess what? I got a problem. And as I mentioned earlier too, I mean, a lot of people already know. If you have a drinking problem, I can tell you for me, myself, a lot of people knew I had a drinking problem for a long time. It wasn't a secret. I slurred my words. I was not drinking alone in my house. I was out in public, you know, and people knew. And it was the people that took the time, my dear friends, that said, dude, you've got a problem. You drink and you act like an asshole. And I was like, yeah, I know I do. So what am I going to do? And I was so scared to say I need to quit because I thought my life is going to be filled and with boredom and I'd have nothing going on. And you know what? I have a life beyond my wildest dreams. This golfing thing, which I'm not very good at, but I do it because it's fun. And you know what the best part is? Just being outside. I mean, like the beautiful things that are going on just on our planet, just like seeing trees, seeing green, seeing birds. It's like awesome. I mean, the supermoon, like I was just outside with a friend and I saw the tree, like there's no leaves on the trees and you see this supermoon. It's like I'm present. I'm here in the now. So I guess I could keep rambling, or does anybody have any other questions? Any other questions about asking for help? Again, if anybody feels like they need help and they don't feel like doing it here and they want to keep, oh gosh, here comes Penelope. My life is now going to be changed. Here comes the dog. Here comes Penelope. Crazy, crazy Penelope. Anyway, oh, there she goes. Thank God. Woo! She's a little kooky, crazy girl. But, again, if anybody doesn't want to do this and wants to keep to themselves and be quiet about it, I get it. I totally get it. I get where people, again, don't want to talk about it. Nobody's ready. The shame is still there. It's prevalent. The shame is huge. Enough shame. No more shame. I can't stand the shame. You know, Busy Living Sober is about getting busy living. It's not about, you know, it's not about the shame of yesterday. Who cares? Yesterday's gone. Next. What's today about? I like to get busy living. I don't want to be sitting there going, oh my God, I have a headache. I don't want to do anything today because I had so much fun last night. I don't remember a damn thing. I don't know where my car is or anything like that. And I have no money. But life is good, right? Not so much. I don't know what it's doing for people. I get it. It's relaxing, right? Is that what it is? I don't know. For me, it was never relaxing it because I couldn't have one and I couldn't have 47. So, you know, that's what it did for me. But again, if you feel like you want to keep it to yourself and you want to ask a question, Elizabeth at elizabethchance.com. And my website for Busy Living Sober is busylivingsober.org. B-U-S-Y, not busy like B-I-Z-Z-Y, my nickname, but it's B-U-S-Y, Busy Living Sober. And I'm going to keep up with these vlogs. I'm going to keep doing this, I guess, until something changes. It is definitely very sobering when you're out there by yourself doing these things and talking to people. And I am like really grateful that all you people have shown up tonight to say hi and ask your questions and be there for me. It feels awesome. It actually does. I don't feel so alone. I feel like I'm trying to make a difference, you know, and if I can help one person, then, you know, that's doing something. Better than just sitting here by myself and not doing anything. So, hey, Jack, good to see you. Again, if anybody has any questions for me, does anybody have any questions? Because, anyone? It's very quiet. Listen to that quiet. You have a question, JF?
Saying goodbye.
It's a goodbye time. Hi, Merwin. Good to see you. I hope you're well. Aunt Toby and the whole family. Good to see you. Hi. Good to see you on here. This is so fun, isn't it? I had no idea. I saw this Facebook Live and a board member of mine said, I think instead of doing them live at the church down the street, why don't you go online in your house and do it live? Do you guys like this live Facebook thing? Is anybody finding it any beneficial? Is anybody getting anything out of this? Are they? Are they? Maybe you can send me a private message and say, yeah, I'm getting something out of this, or no, I didn't, and you don't need to do that again. I always love to hear feedback. What time is it? I'm asking him what time.
50 minutes to me. Just do one more busy living sober.
Okay, okay. See, I'm so glad I have JF here to tell me. He's my great coach. See, I even need a coach. We all need coaches, right? We all need help. So again, I started Busy Living Sober after the shame, you know, that I realized there's so much shame associated with this addiction. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy because it's on every front page of every newspaper, you know, prior to this election was, you know, people dying from heroin overdoses and these kids that are taking Oxycontins and all the rest of it. Again, we need to know and we need to talk about if addiction runs in our family. We need to talk about it. And we need to know that if I have certain signs and I'm doing certain things that I'm not really psyched about, maybe you should change it. Like for me, I thought that taking alcohol out of my life was going to be the worst thing in the world. Well, I have to tell you, I love Pellegrino. I drink Pellegrino with lemon like it's going out of style, and I drink a lot of water. And that's where Busy Living Sober came, because it was all about getting busy living. Getting busy living. Yesterday's gone. The sober part, okay, yeah, I was drunk for a long time, but now I'm not. So if you want to check out more about what I'm doing, look at busylivingsober.com.org. It is .com too, if you can get it there, either by com or .org. Also, another little news, just last news flash. ElizabethChance.com. I just redid my website for that too. So you can go check that out too. And, you know, keep in touch. Keep in touch. And thank you everyone for joining in. And let's get busy living and no more shame. No more shame. Say goodbye to the shame. If you have a problem, ask for help before it's too late. Please, please, no more people dying. It's enough. It's enough. All right? Take care, everyone. And again, thanks for all the support. You guys, I can't even tell you. I just, I love you guys. Love you guys. I miss a lot of you. It's so good to see you. Thank you. Thank you. Sin, thank you so much. Thank you guys for participating. Thank you, Lois, for all the questions. And thanks, JF. I really, lots of love. I love you guys. And I'm going to do this again, I guess. Let's just see. Let's see. Let's see if I do this again. If you guys want me to do it again, I guess write in and tell me and I'll do it again in maybe a couple weeks or a month or something. Anyway, happy Turkey Day! Be well. Mwah. Sober, not ashamed. Busy living sober. Take care.